Shri Guru Charanam Bande Ramana Prasthaya Bhutale Rupa Rupa Mukti Namcha Rupa Mukti Narayana Pancha Kalpatarabhyascha Rupa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I have a nice Asana that pronounce. Unto the lotus feet of our most worshipful Srila Gurudev, Nitya-Lila, Krishna, Krishna, Bhakti, Bhakti, Vedanta, Narayan, Srila Maharaj, Garupada Varga, and all simple Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So, Bhauji is still busy managing, so ordered in class. And so, what are we speaking about today? Maharaj, what should we speak about today?
Very short.
I will speak from
Bandhav.
from Vaishnava order. Speak something about Parampara. And this is something very relevant because very soon, in 2 days, Guru Purnima. So when you talk about Guru Purnima, that means being in a Parampara. And Guru will bring you to the Parampara. Okay, so we can speak about Parampara. So, there is it's said that this material is like a school. This material is like a school. Here, we are here to learn. In a way, we're learning every second. Sometimes, because of foolishness, then we have to suffer in a hard way, and only by in that way then we learn. But they said some intelligent people, then they're just told, and then they get them easily. So like in a school also, not everyone is equal. Not everyone is equal. There are always different relations like this. So, beginning of spiritual life really comes when someone meets a guru. Our Mahaprabhu, when he spoke to Rupa Goswami, Rup Shiksha, Chaitanya Charitamrita, but when he said, Brahmanda Bhakti Kon Bhakti Banji, Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Beach. He said, the Jiva for so long time, I cannot remember, he's been wandering one universe to another. So, but he said, Bhagyavan, the fortunate jivas, they actually get mercy of Guru and Krishna. And from that mercy of Guru and Krishna, they get the seed of devotion. And that's actually from that beginning. Because in Rup Shiksha, Mahaprabhu actually giving the analogy of this bhakti like a creeper. He's giving the analogy. So, anyway, why am I mentioning this? Because this seed is like something you receive. And who's giving that? It's Guru. When you're giving, and then where he's planting actually in the heart. And from there, then this Bhakti will grow. Following. And it become so, when nicely taken care of, then you become like the gardener, you know. And when nicely taken care of, then this will go reach to the spiritual growth. Like this. So, the Guru is very essential. Never you will find when someone becoming perfect without meeting a Guru, just by own endeavor, like never. So this is like very principle, like essential principle in spiritual life, like having Guru. Some people they say they will teach like no need Guru, you don't need Guru. You can become Guru, but already they're acting like Guru themselves. And if someone teaching that you don't need Guru, this is itself a contradiction. Because like, so I don't need Guru, why I need to listen to you? You're teaching me that I don't need Guru, so why I need to listen to you? When Bhagavan comes to this world, and we know one purpose is to establish like religious principles, to kill demons, so many reasons. Ultimately, it's out of his own will. By his sweet will, he comes to this world. But we can see in his pastime, he himself accepted Guru. Through, like Krishna, who's Guru Krishna? Of course, he also went in Gurukul, Sanipanimuni. But ultimately, even in Braj, before that, ultimately his Guru is Radhangi. But okay, that's something like more secret. But there is this principle of really like someone Guru, and he keeps giving you all this knowledge. Ramachandra, Ram, when he came, who is his Guru? Vasishta Muni. Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishvara Puri. So there's always that they themselves is giving the example. You need Guru. So then, this is actually like arrangement. Like in a school, there's Guru. But this Gurus also you can ask, like how do you become Guru? Because anyone can just think, I'm Guru. Accept me as Guru. You have to also ask like how you become Guru, like that. So like in a school, there's a school, and you will see there's all these Gurus. So in this world, of course, the greatest fortune is to meet a Guru. But then you have to first understand what kind of Guru is this. Like this. So when you speak of Guru, they must be part of the system of teaching. And they will always be part of parampara. So when we speak about knowledge, real knowledge that the Guru is giving, the spiritual knowledge, this is not just based on some speculation. What is this based on? Like in our Dasamul, who knows Dasamul? What's the Guru stroke? Amnaya Praha Tatvam Harimaya Parama Sarvashakti Prasakti Tatinam Samscha Jivan Prakriti Kavalita Tarmo Kamscha Avar Veda Prakasham Samanam Mudali Sadhanam Shadabhakti Sadham Tatviti Puriti Pade Sati Jana Purachanta Swamsa Mahaprabhu himself teaching this 10 root principles or 10 root teachings. The very first thing there is Amnaya. What is that? The principle of what is our evidence. If you are going to teach something, whatever you're teaching should be based on evidence. Otherwise, and this is the first principle. Why? Because if there's no evidence to what you're teaching, then what's the use? What's the value then? So like, would you waste your time like going to a school and learning from a guru if you know that what he's teaching is not the truth? No. So that's why you have to find out like, okay, what is this teaching? Where is this coming from? Like this. What is all your evidence? Like this. So that is the first principle actually. The Praman. So what is our Praman? He says Amnaya. Amnaya meaning the revealed scriptures that is handed down by the bona fide disciplic succession. You understand? So what is the revealed scripture? This is like all these scriptures, the Vedas, like the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Gita, and all this knowledge that is now like coming to you, generations of people. And how is that? Why? Because there's a disciplic line that's preserving like this. So when we talk about this disciplic line, then we explain to people there are 4 bona fide sampradaya. You know what? Which one? What are the 4?
Brahma, Rudra, Shri.
There's Sri Sampradaya coming from Lakshmi. There is the Brahma Sampradaya coming from the Brahma. Then Rudra Sampradaya coming from the Shiva. And then
Sanaka.
Yeah, Shakti-san coming from the 4 Kumaras. So mainly they are Vaishnava Sampradaya. And really that's like the oldest one. Why? Because it began from the creation itself. You know, so when we talk about Sampradaya, some Sampradaya can be just new. You know? Like say, if there's so many religions in the world now. And we can actually we can investigate how this starts. Let's say the Christianity. It started with Jesus. And Jesus, when he came, just 2,000 years ago. So there's like, that's it's relatively new. It didn't start from the very creation like this. But even then, you can see that they have some type of like disciplic succession like this. Then also the Muslims and like others. But if you look, what is really the oldest one? And if you really investigate, then you can see there's these 4 lines, and that's all started from the time of creation. So that's why the bona fide parampara is actually eternal. From the time of creation, it starts. It's like the school opens. You know, the time of creation, now school open, enrollment going on like that. Then at the time of annihilation, then close, vacation time. Then next creation again, start. So it starts with like these 4 sources. They're all Shakti Tattva. So one coming from Lakshmi, one coming from Brahma, one coming from Shiva, one coming from the 4 Kumaras. They're all the Vaishnava Sampradaya. And the others can be different sampradaya, maybe relatively new. So then in the sampradaya, then you can investigate what is their teaching. You know, what are they teaching? And who is their Ishtadev? When we study our philosophy actually divided into three categories or three divisions, right? You know? What? Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan. Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojan. This is like proper way to see actually. This is applicable to anything. You know? You can look in all these different sampradaya and you can see that what is their teaching on Sambandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojan. Do they have this teaching? And in a way, they have something. So they may say that some school may teach the goal. The Prayojan is what? To merge with Brahma. Like that. Yeah, so maybe that is the Prayojan. Now what is their Abhidaya? What is their process? Doing this silent meditation, we're doing Pancha Upasan, doing worship, the 5 types of deities, silent meditation, doing austerities, you know, or some karma. So, and then Sambandha, Sambandha really telling answering all the questions about who am I, what is this room, how am I related to this room, all the questions. So as far as giving real, very comprehensive answers to this, you know, what is Sambandha Prayojan, our Gaudiya Sampradaya actually nicely answering all this and teaching these things, the Gaudiya Sampradaya. So when we talk about Sampradaya, it's a very big topic actually. So we'll just focus on our Sampradaya. So our Sampradaya, what's our code? Yes, Brahma Gaudiya, and then Saraswati. It becomes more specialized, you know. Saraswati meaning now coming in land of Saraswati Thakur. And what's the speciality of this line of Prabhupada? He's actually showing to us and making understand that our parampara, or when we say this sampradaya, is sampradaya of this Bhagavad parampara. This is also very important. Now, let's just clarify first the terms. Sampradaya, so what's the difference between sampradaya and parampara? That's also one question. Sometimes we interchange these terms. But generally when you say sampradaya, literally sampradaya means group. Like during Rath Yatra, he said, Mahaprabhu danced and he was present dancing in all the 7 sampradayas. So they call sampradayas, group. But when we talk about as far as the parampara, also referring to sampradaya, the group. And sampradaya referring to, it's like a school. Like the school. So, and we already mentioned there's 4 main sampradaya, 4 main schools. They have specific teaching. They may all teach about a personal Bhagavan, personal, like a supreme person. Not like the Mayavadi is teaching that God is not a person. All of them may teach there's a supreme person, like that. But they have some specialities. Who is that supreme person? For meaning the Ishtadev, for the Sri Sampradaya, who is that? That is Lakshmi Narayan. Like that. For the And also within that some branches also. Like a branch of Sri Sampradaya, the Krishna Dev is Sitaram. Then the Brahma Sampradaya, what? Who is Krishna Dev? Brahma Sampradaya. Krishna. And how? Because each of the Sampradaya, they have this disciplic succession of gurus, and especially each they have actually like a very prominent acharya who manifested like it's like in a school there's all the syllabus, the textbooks like that. You understand? So there may be some, like for example, common books that is present in all the sampradayas. Like for example, very soon, this Guru Purnima, that is actually appearance of who? Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva, he is a guru in all the sampradaya. He is accepted in all the sampradaya. How? Because he actually manifested the scriptures, the Vedas, and most importantly, ultimately, he manifested Srimad Bhagavatam. And so all these four sampradayas accept them. So, like in a school, there may be common books accepted. Yeah, it's there in the school. But then, each school will have their specialized way of teaching. So then they may have specialized courses like that. So who made all these like courses and like all this like special like syllabus for the students? These are the acharyas. So each of the sampradayas, they have also their like prominent acharya, especially in Kali Yuga. And so like the Sri Sampradaya, who? Ramanuja. Why is it prominent? Because really he wrote commentary for the Vedas, right? Vyasadeva, he wrote the Vedas. And ultimately, the Vedas, he made sutras, the Vedas. Sutras meaning like codes. So there's the Vedanta Sutra, which is actually like codes that it's like if you're a teacher, you can have a course that can run through maybe like 4 years. But then you cannot expect to write everything that you will discuss in 4 years. That's a lot of things to write about. So then you can just write like summary, like codes, like formulas to remind you. Like in the lesson plan, you're only writing like the main topic, and then you will expand like this. So Vedanta Sutra is like a sutra meaning like codes that can contain like big discussions. So Vyasadeva, he wrote Vedanta Sutra. Then each of these prominent acharyas of each sampradaya, they write in commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. And in this way making people understand. This is actually the meaning of that. You understand? So, and based on that, then there's some differences, some speciality of each of the sampradaya. So, the Sri Sampradaya, there's Ramanuja, Madhva Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, there's Madhvacharya, right? What are the other two? Is Rudra Sampradaya, Nirbhaditya, and then the
Sanat
Chanusa, Sanat
Vishnu.
Kumar, Vishnu Swami. Like this. So, then we can see now going back to the question about parampara. Each of these sampradaya that you can see, there's all this history. Like this guru, this acharya, he's teaching the philosophy. Ultimately, like a school, the way for someone, ultimately like school is there to accept students, right? If no students, then what's the use also? And what's the use of the school also if there's no students? So now, we're actually accepting students. So when we say Diksha, that is the time when actually now you're welcoming students. Now, and what is the definition of Diksha? What?
Divya Jnana
Divya Jnana Metoda
Kurya Tapasya Samshaya Asma Dikshit Sabhokta Kovita.
So, in this word Diksha, there's actually 2 syllables there. Diksha.
Divya Jnana.
So, D referring for Divya Jnana and Ksha meaning Shaya, like cutting. Shaya. So, what are you cutting? Ignorance or like sinful reactions on these anarthas. So, he said, you can say there is Diksha when these 2 things are there. What is that? When Divya Jnana is bestowed and all the sinful reactions are removed. You follow me? So that is actually what is happening to someone who is accepted as disciple and is given Diksha. So what happens during the time of Diksha? Guru giving what? Diksha mantras. Why? Why? Ultimately, we know as conditioned souls, we have this material body. With this material body, you cannot serve Krishna. Really. Krishna is transcendental. The material body is material. It is. So how you can serve? Completely the different energy. So the process of Diksha now is there to purify. So one is when the Guru gives you Diksha mantra, then he's actually helping you to purify this body, making it spiritual, and then you can serve. So the question is about parampara. So you can only be part of the parampara when you receive Diksha from a bona fide this Vaishnava. We say there's 4. There's 4 sampradaya. So then what else? One is giving you Diksha mantras. Also Guru giving you all teachings. And is actually engaging you in the process of Bhakti. Foremost in the process of Bhakti, of course, is chanting Harinam. That's why in us, like all disciples, they're given Harinam and Diksha mantras. But understand, what's the difference between Harinam and the mantra? Let's say Diksha mantra.
Krishna mantra hai bhave samsara muchane, Krishna nama hai bhave Krishna rachara. By this mantra you can cross material world, and by this name you can attain Krishna's lotus.
Yes, the mantra is referring for, and like we can understand this more in analogy. Vaishnava giving very nice analogy. Harinam is not different from Krishna. Mantra also, some Krishna name is there. You understand? But what's the difference between Harinam and mantra? Like Diksha mantra, Gayatri mantra. He said mantras are like medicine and Harinam is like food. Really what you need is, like you need food. But right now you're sick. So you can be eating food, but maybe you have some digestive problem. Maybe you're sick and therefore you have diarrhea. You can be eating, but then diarrhea also. So you'll not be nourished. No. So you can be eating and eating, you can be chanting now, but because you're sick, then no nourishment. But so then necessarily giving some medicine. So he said these mantras, they're like medicine. And what happened? It will cure you for your disease, so that when you're eating food, then that time this food really you can digest and your body will be nourished. You're following? So what is meaning? It means that he said without diksha, like without the diksha mantra, someone can be chanting Nam, but never can become Shuddha. Why? Because when there's no Sambandha Gyan, then like Nam cannot manifest like fully as Krishna. There has to be Sambandha Gyan. And so by the process of this diksha, Sambandha Gyan is given. And how is that? You're giving these diksha mantras. Diksha mantras, you're giving Brahma Gayatri, you're giving Guru Mantra, Guru Gayatri, Guru Mantra, Guru Gayatri, and then Gopal Mantra, Ram Gayatri, like this. Why all these mantras? Actually, it's there to help you, like shape you up with all this, like, relation. In the beginning also, if you're just doing it, without any, like, proper, like, when you're not doing it conscientiously, then it's also delayed. So you have to know, like, what you're chanting. You have to make some endeavor. So that's why it's necessary to have Guru. Because Guru, first he gives you the mantra, then by his guidance, like listening to Harikatha, looking at all his examples, like this, and by all his chastisement and corrections, like this, then you begin to understand, what is the meaning of my mantra, what is the purpose of my life, like this. This relation begin to shape. This is the process of bhajan now. When you're doing bhajan, then really you're beginning to engage in the service of Krishna. Like this. So, and now you're refining your senses. You're following. So, externally, someone can be part of a parampara by first receiving diksha. That is like now you're enrolled. Gurudev always said diksha is not like one day thing. You know this, no? Diksha is not just one day thing. Because when we say diksha, that means sambandha gyan and purity. Like removal of all these anarthas and ignorance and sins. Like this. So, that may take years, it can even take lifetimes for that to happen. So Gurudev said, the time of diksha, that is like beginning. You're following? It's not like a one day thing. So, then, but externally, then you will see, someone is part of the parampara, now he's taken diksha. He's given name, he's given a name, like this. and is honored now. Like, now he engaged in some services in archan or whatever. But we have to understand the completion of diksha is what? Shiksha. How you perfect this diksha? How you can complete this diksha? By shiksha. Following really the, like what is the real teaching. Like this. So, these two things have to be there. Diksha and shiksha. You follow it? Someone may not, someone may get diksha, but he's not following the shiksha. Then what happens? Really, he's not disciple. He's not part of the parampara. So when we speak about Mahaprabhu's parampara, now we say we're Gaudiya. So when we speak of Gaudiya, there's very specific teaching there in the Gaudiya. So what is that? Like the decimal that Bandhav Thakur explains, and also what is expressed by Gurudev always say Gora Bani. That is the Shiksha of Mahaprabhu. What is that Gora Bani? Aradyo Bhagavan, Rajya Satanaya Stadam, Ramya Pachi Upasana Pacha Padhu, Padhenaya Karunya, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Malam, Prem Kumartamahan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamitam Tattadaru Kapara. In essence, this shloka actually telling what is teaching of Mahaprabhu. So if you're not following that, you cannot be called Gaudiya, really. You're following. So what does it say? Aradyo, our Aradya Dev, our worshipable, our Ishta Dev is what? Aradya Bhagavan, Rajesh Tanayas, the son of the king of Raj. That's Krishna of Raj. So that is Aradya Dev. And then, where is the abode of this Krishna? Aradya Bhagavan, Rajesh Tanayas, Vrindavan. Vrindavan. That Krishna of Vrindavan. His abode is Vrindavan, not Dwarka or Mathura. Following. Then, Ramya Kasita Pasana. Raja Badhu. So, when you talk about Aradya Dev, and he is in Vrindavan, you're talking about, he is our worshipable. So, how do you worship him? What is the best way of worshiping him? Like how the gopis worship him, that is the best. So that is Mahaprabhu's. The worship of the gopis, how they're serving Krishna of Raj. That is the best worship. So that will differentiate our Gaudiya Sampradaya from the other ones. Because the other ones, like how Hanuman worship, or how the, it can be like different ways. Example of devotees, how they worship. But for us, how the gopis. Especially, ultimately, showing Srimati Radharani, the best. Okay, so, then, what is next?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
So then, we're telling these things. Our Ishta Dev is Krishna, he's abode in Vrindavan, and the best worship is like how the gopis are serving like this. So what is your evidence? Now going back to the Dasamul, that's the first point. What's our evidence? Is that Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana Mangalam. Our pure evidence is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana. And what is the ultimate goal? Prem. Prem Kumar Kuman. Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramana Mangalam. Prem Kumar Kuman. That's so that in that sloka it's in a shortcut showing this is the teaching of Mahaprabhu. Okay, so that is one aspect to see, or what is the shiksha. Of course, there's more Puravani. Where do you find them? Rupa shiksha, Sanatan shiksha, all in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very specialized. That's only you can say this is the only teachings of Mahaprabhu. Shiksha Astakam, directly from Mahaprabhu. Shiksha Astakam, 8 Shiksha. So, therefore, why I'm telling this? Because now, when we talk about the perfection of Diksha, that means really following the pure Shiksha. You're following? So now, there can be, when you talk about the parampara, back to the question, the parampara, you can say, by external line, you can look at this disciple is the disciple of Guru. Who is this Guru? And generally, it's pointing out to the Diksha Guru. And then, oh, this Diksha Guru, who is this Diksha Guru? And then it goes on and goes on like that. So then, generally, the idea is that, oh, this parampara is line of the Diksha Guru and the Diksha disciple. So that is like the external idea, like external, you can say, like parampara in an external sense. You're following? Okay, he is Diksha disciple of this, and he's Diksha disciple of that, Guru, and so on. So that is the common idea of people. But when we talk about us as Gaudiya Saraswat, followers of Srila Bhakti Saraswat Thakur, he actually telling us the principle of this parampara. He's saying that the Diksha line can actually be cut. You following? The Diksha line can be cut. How is that? Because when you talk about Diksha line, you're just talking about the external thing. Or you're identified as a disciple because you have accepted Diksha from this Guru. But you can really be cut, meaning not member of the parampara. Why? Because you're not following the Shiksha. You understand? Like many so-called Gaudiyas, they're teaching all these deviations from the real teaching of Maharaj. And like all these Sahajis and like this. So, what happened? By external Diksha line, they may be there, but really they're cut. You're following? So then Prabhupada is saying the real parampara is actually is going on by based on the Bhagavad Guru, following the Shiksha of Bhagavad Gurus. You understand? So that is what he's talking about Bhagavad Parampara. So our parampara really is Bhagavad Parampara. Why Bhagavad? Meaning there's in the parampara, and that can be in the external, like externally manifest in the different gurus. So there are really like Bhagavad meaning none different from the Srimad Bhagavatam. We know there's two kinds of Bhagavad. There's the book Bhagavad and there's the person Bhagavad. Actually, without the person Bhagavad, and Mahaprabhu was telling this to Devananda Pandit. Devananda Pandit teaching Bhagavatam. He said, but you cannot even identify who is devotee. How you can teach Bhagavatam? So he said that, you can learn Bhagavad from the person Bhagavad. So he said, and this is what Prabhupada is showing to us. Like our line, our parampara continued because of certain personalities who are themselves Bhagavats. And like when you say, this is like say for example, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam will always remain like the evidence and the teacher. Like up to now, the book Bhagavatam continues to teach. So there's all these like Bhagavad gurus which may not even be present now in a physical form, but up to now they're continuing. So Prabhupada is showing our line, especially from Mahaprabhu. What is our line? how does it come to us up to this point in the modern time? Said, who? We are coming in line of Mahaprabhu through Rupa Goswami. Like the really Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, the essence of Mahaprabhu's heart manifested by Rupa Goswami. Really. Then, after Rupa Goswami, then there is Raghunath Goswami, Jiva Goswami, like this. They are like foremost Rupanuga. They continue the teachings of, they protected the teachings of Rupa Goswami and they themselves example how to follow Rupa Goswami. Then after that, who? After Jiva Goswami, you know, we have to know this.
Shyamananda Narottam.
Narottam Srinivashamananda. Now, and back to the point, Mahaprabhu, when he was here, do you know did he initiate anyone? Did he give diksha? We don't really know. You know? He may not, but we don't know. Right. So, but for sure, when we say the foremost follower of Mahaprabhu is Rupa Goswami, we know Rupa Goswami did not receive diksha from Mahaprabhu. Understand? So that now shows, like, really, that principle of Bhagavad Parampara. This is not based on diksha. But we're not, this is a very important thing. We are never teaching that you don't need diksha. Because some people, you know, they try to argue or they try to criticize Prabhupada for this Bhagavad Parampara conception. They say like, oh, like this bogus, like that. Because the idea is that we are teaching that we don't need diksha, or diksha is not important. But Prabhupada never teaching like that. He's showing himself the example. You know, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he asked diksha from who? Who is his diksha guru? Diksha guru of Prabhupada. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj not want to give him diksha. Huh? So if diksha is not important, then he would have said like, no problem. My father is Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I receive all shiksha from him. He could have said like that. But no. He's determined, no, I have to get diksha. And when he was supposedly like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj making all this alibi, like, no, cannot give you diksha, like that. Then he determined, like, okay, what purpose of my life? I might as well die like this, following this brata. So he's showing diksha is important. You understand? But the thing is there, but we're saying that diksha is important, but this is not the basis of someone making it so that, assuring that he is member of the parampara just because he has diksha. You understand? So he has to know what is the pure shiksha, and that he follows, and then the parampara will continue. You're following? So Rupa Goswami, he has different diksha guru, not Mahaprabhu, but he's following the pure conception of Mahaprabhu, the shiksha. Raghunath Goswami also, same. He has a different, his diksha guru is not Rupa Goswami, but he is a perfect follower of the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Okay, so Jiva Goswami, he is diksha disciple of Rupa Goswami. So again, it doesn't matter who's your diksha guru. Your shiksha guru can be your diksha guru. Then what's after? Then Narottam Srinivashamananda. The same thing. They are not diksha disciples of Jiva Goswami, but through Jiva Goswami they are following all these teachings. They learn all these teachings, and they continue to distribute all these teachings. You're following? They are actually the distributors of all the teachings of the Goswamis. This Narottam Srinivashamananda. Understand? Then after that, Vishwanath Thakur. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is even like 3 generations away from Narottama. But we say that he is after Narottama. So, this does not mean that the gurus or his Diksha Guru, they are not bona fide. No. Prabhupada is just showing that these Bhagavad Gurus, as long as they're there and as long as you follow their teachings, it doesn't matter who's your Diksha Guru. But if you follow their teachings, then you definitely will be in the parampara. You're following. Because all these Bhagavad Gurus that now we're referring to, they are Jagat Gurus. They are not based on the time only that they are, they're there. Like now, for example. Up to now, so many people are becoming devotees because of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. His books are still being distributed, and because of that, then they're understanding what is the teaching. You're following. Also, Srila Gurudev. Up to now, by the books of Srila Gurudev, then people are beginning to understand, what is the deep meanings of all these teachings like that. You're following? So this is the parampara will continue because of this presence of Bhagavad Gurus. So this is the in essence like our parampara. Our parampara, this is some speciality that Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is pointing to us. Previously, the conception only is that it's only based on parampara means the Pancharatric line, this Diksha line, like this. You're following? But that is only external. If not following the Shiksha, then really you're cut from the parampara. So, when we talk of the parampara, how to be connected to the parampara, you have to find Guru who is a member of the parampara. You have to, in a way, find that, what is the teachings of this person, and is it the same teaching as his Bhagavad Gurus, like Rupa Goswami, like the ones that we're pointing out. They're like the basis to test. Like someone can speak many things, but is it in line with the teachings of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, with our Srila Gurudev, with the Swami Prabhupada, like that. You following? Jiva Goswami and so forth. Okay? Maharaj. So now 9 o'clock. So, question? Jai Shri Gurudev ki, Jai Shri Gurudev Parampara